Can't believe you are buying into the corporate propaganda that is the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
It's a branded in-game commercial break.
Vince Quinn has entered the chat.
That's all it is?
Oh, what's going on, Philadelphia? Hello, everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, it might look a little different. We're not exactly in the studio, although we do wish this was our studio. We are live at Township Line Pizza here in Drexel Hill, 4302 Township Line Road, and I'm telling you that specifically. Myself, John Barchard, Vince Quinn, Taylor Cordatis, all here, hanging out. If you're watching this on YouTube, I am pointing to it right now. One of the most delicious, which I didn't even know this existed, brisket pizzas I've ever tasted in my life. This thing was supposed to be the show pizza. And I have right here the pan in which it was on, and we destroyed it before we started recording. So they are making us some more foods to bring out. We can't wait to tell you more about that. Vince Quinn, we have got a lot of rules to make and vote on here in the next 48 hours. And I think we've got some pretty good ones as well. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I brought my judge's powdered wig for all the voting. I'm ready to go. I'm fully in voting mode. And, yeah, when it comes to votes, man, I mean, this isn't just some of the best brisket pizza. This is some of the best brisket I've ever had.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And they're making breakfast sandwiches here. They have breakfast all the time, so you can order it at any time. They had a brisket, egg and cheese, and, that just melts my brain. So, yeah, brisket pizza, unbelievably good. Township Line Pizza, amazing.
Yeah, where else can you get 2 large pies for $23 or a family special with, it's incredible. Please go check them out. Follow them on the old Instagram at Township Line Pizza as we crack our liquid deaths and begin the judging of the rules proposed in the NFL, gentlemen. As I'm going to start the judging right away with the Vince Quinn fucking Peter King committee.
Yeah, fuck you too.
No fun police.
The fun police are out. The tush push is in, as Vince Quinn beautifully said it. And now I have a sneaking suspicion, Taylor Cordatis, that Vince Quinn is going to suddenly love the push again. Am I right here?
No, I don't love it. It's a bullshit play. It is not a real football play. It should not be in the league. And it brings about all the things they've been spending 100 years trying to eliminate from the sport.
Okay.
Which is guys jumping over the line of scrimmage. They used to have pyramids. They would have people stack themselves like a pyramid to block extra points. There's all sorts of crazy things they've tried to legislate out of the game. This could bring all that stuff in. It's dumb. And all the teams are dumb for not doing it. So now everybody's going to do it. It's going to be chaos this year.
Well, you think it's the old wedge from the 20s and 60s and whatever? And
it is. It is a literal rugby scrub.
Okay.
That is the whole point.
They drafted Jordan Mailata a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's the league's fault for not understanding there might be some rugby-style stuff that they end up doing. And they're really good at it. Plus, again, Jalen Hurts could move an elephant by himself. So
okay, well, you could do that from a regular quarterback sneak. And so I think the play's ludicrous. But that being said,
see,
told you. Was this the case a year ago?
No, he didn't even bring it up a year ago. There was not one instance where this guy went hey, yes, they did.
The tush push?
I don't know if they tush push, though, but they definitely did.
They had at least one.
The quarterback sneak is a totally legitimate play. I have no problem with a sneak. But if you're going to tell me that grabbing somebody, having somebody designed in the play to stand there and push them from behind is a real thing.
Where were you yelling about Tom Brady converting these things when you were a young boy?
Is he getting the push like that?
I don't know.
No,
probably not.
I don't think so. So that's the thing. He's run a regular quarterback sneak. He's been efficient with it forever, and Jalen could do the same thing. And if you're going to make it that it's not illegal, then yeah, I mean, you're crazy not to exploit the shit out of this.
So do you want to exploit it now?
Well, it's legal.
Okay,
so yes.
Great. So where do you want to exploit it? Let's start exploiting.
Everywhere, all the time, constantly. I mean, you got to stretch the limits of this thing now. Can you execute similar concepts on the outside? I don't know, all the different screens and things that we've seen before. Is that the next thing? You find a way to get 3 guys out there, 4 guys out there. One of them is just push. I don't know, but let's find out.
I'm dead serious. I'm making a rugby play out of this today. And if they're not doing that now, wouldn't you, after all the times that you go, even if you wanted to start it on 3rd and 2 and just tush push and you just miss, right? You're at 4th and inches. You know what's coming next. Maybe they're just going, you know what? just let them have it or whatever. And you know how they zip the rugby ball down the line? Like, they're in a perfect setup where all of a sudden it's just like break, and your tush pushers like Goddard or whoever can immediately just start motioning out, and they can flip the ball that way when everybody's wedged in. Like, I personally love this, and I would do that immediately out of that. Then oh my God, tush push as the 2 QB thing will not leave my mouth the entire offseason now that Marcus Mariota's here. Why wouldn't you tush push with him and Goddard in the background? Then Mariota's pulling, from 4th and inches or 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. That's not exploiting. That's just building onto it. I'm for that. I can't wait.
Well, yeah, just put offensive linemen there. Who cares? Why not? Just have an offensive lineman come in. They both report as eligible.
Jordan Davis there.
Sure.
While we're at it.
Why not? Yeah, I seriously, why not? If that's the whole point, that you're putting these guys behind to push, then give me the biggest, fattest, strongest guys you possibly can. If that's what it's going to be sometimes, do that. If you're going to do sometimes where you get the ball under center, Jalen pops back, the blockers still go up and push through, and then he follows them. It's like 2 fullbacks. Sure. You want to do the counters and the pitches and all those things. Why not? Like, if they're going to make this legal, you should exploit the hell out of it until they make it illegal. So it's there. Keep setting the boundaries. Keep pushing. Like, it's just, I think it's dumb, but they're going to allow this to happen, so you might as well make the most of it.
I don't know. Taylor Credatus, do you like some variations out of the tush-push formation?
Run on first down.
Right away on first down?
Yeah, yep. First play of the drive. See how far we can actually go.
Yeah, they come out nickel. Everybody just forms right back up and stretches and be like, nope, we're just going to push this thing forward now.
See, or what about like fake punt runs and the punter comes up with the because it gets snapped to the up man. So when it gets snapped to the up man and he's the guy that gets it and he's going in, and then the punter comes up from behind and is pushing.
I actually kind of love that.
It's so dumb that it just might work.
Like, when I was yelling at Sirianni in the Super Bowl about fucking punting it from his own 31, that is a perfect time to do that. Like 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, you're on your own. You're like, okay, they're going to punt. Wait a second, I think we're on to something. Vince Quinn is going to love this by the end of the year. Mark my words. He's finally going to turn and say, you know what? That was really stupid that I wanted to ban this, no matter if it was the Eagles or not. It's fun.
That's exactly. No, you're fundamentally misunderstanding me. This play is bullshit. I don't care what circumstance it's in. This play is bullshit, and it should not be in the sport. But it's there, and you have to do it. If it's there and everybody else is going to do it, you have to do it.
If the Ravens were running it, Taylor, he'd love it. That's what I think.
I'd ban it still, although they could snap it to Kyle Hamilton. I'd be fine with that. But
there it is.
But that's a different thing. Overall, I think it's garbage.
I bet you think this next proposal is garbage, and it's something that the Eagles have been trying to push, actually, I think since Chip Kelly.
Okay.
No more onside kicks, 4th and 20, make it and take it, or choose to punt it away. I don't know why this isn't already a rule. Greg Schiano is the one that proposed this, I think, when he was coaching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if I'm right or wrong.
What a beautiful and brief time that was.
Or it could have been right before that transition when he was trying to get into college, too. Like, the onside kick is bullshit. It is not fun. And if you're going to take one thing away outside of the plummeting ratings from the XFL, the eliminating the onside kick, which they have, and they have instituted this rule, it is fucking fun as hell, and it never leaves you out of a ball game. And what have we complained about the most on Thursday night footballs or clunkers on Sunday night? It's just like once you're up 37-17, well, that's it. And then that magical momentum, guys, with this, a make it and take it rule, essentially, in 4th and 20, although it's a lot. You're probably not going to get a ton of conversions, but I would guess it creeps into like the 30% instead of the 2.8 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, anything to make it a more exciting play and make the sport better. Is the sport more interesting with an onside kick? Absolutely, because it's a strategy of, okay, maybe it's early in the game and we just decide to do it anyway. Like, if you're playing the Chiefs on the road and your first drive, you just go, hey, we scored a touchdown, let's do it again. Like, let's just go be aggressive here. I think there's a lot of gamesmanship. And coaching goes to a whole other tier if you've got that option. So I think that's super interesting, and I love it. Now, I will give 1 point. So this was, I think it was Cato. It was Cato and Jay Cant in the Discord.
Were they okay?
No, they hated me. They hated me more than normal.
And we'll get into what they said in here in a second. Did we just get individual platters? You guys are ridiculous, man.
Look at this thing.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Wow.
The Nashville hot sliders are now coming out. And if these are sliders, oh my God, these things are huge, guys. This is unbelievable. So we might have to make a new sandwich rule once we're in here. But man, oh man.
Wow.
And the fries to boot.
This
Look at
slider's
that.
as big as
Look at
my
that.
head. This is the slider. What is the burger? Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I can't even imagine.
Woo!
I can't even imagine.
Wow, it's smothered in sauce. You got pickles on here. There's coleslaw. It's just the coating of the chicken. You can see all the spices on it. Oh my
I'm
God.
overwhelmed with how
Oh,
good this
man.
looks. All right, so take a bite of that for sure.
All right, I gotta do that.
But wait, you got to tell us what Cato and
Well, yeah. So
and Jake can't we're arguing about in the Discord first as Vince Quinn grabs his napkin.
I'm gonna work some things off of my face here. Okay. Oh yeah, that's good. But here was the whole thing. Their argument was that it's too easy to convert. Right now, it's say 4th and 15, 4th and 20. The percentages of converting, it's too high, and everybody should do it. And whatever, it'll just change the sport too much. But
Yeah.
figure out what that number is. I don't care. 4th and 25, 4th and 30, whatever makes it fun. But yeah, give me those guys. I would rather see that, even if it's just slightly more percentage. I'd rather have a quarterback and an offensive play and all the weird things you can do than onside kick, which nobody has ever executed, ever to a good degree.
Yeah, and it has to be to like a complete surprise when you do it. I don't know. I guess it who cares if it's more convertible? That's the point, right? And coaches are still going to be reluctant to do it, probably even for a couple of years until somebody just has the balls to be like, you know what? I'm just like you said. I'm tired of Patrick Mahomes like having the ball all the time. I'm going to keep it away from him, trying to keep their defense gassed. Or maybe you just want to do it like, to flip the possession because you lost the stupid coin flip. And it's arbitrary that most of the time you're going to have an advantage. You still have to execute, obviously, but you're going to have an advantage if you're executing well and you're getting the ball back in the second half. You're basically going to win the football game in most statistical scenarios when that happens. So, you could change the possession before that happens and be like, you know what? I don't want you to have the 2-minute warning and the additional possession when you get back. Fuck it, I'm going for it right now. I'd rather take my chances and get the ball back before the half ends, a second time or whatever it is. So
Yeah, 'cause
I'm totally for it.
There's certain points where I'm a purist about things, and there's other times where it's like, it is entertainment, right? That's what this all is. We watch it because it's fun, and I would rather watch this than like Vanderpump Rules. You know what I mean? Like there's my girlfriend's been talking about it nonstop. There was a big scandal, John. I don't know if you're aware of the big scandal of Vanderpump Rules.
It's like the newest season too for a while, right?
Oh, it's every season, John. It's taking over our lives. We all live in a Vanderpump Rules world now. But you watch this stuff because it's fun, it's interesting, it's exciting. You like to bullshit about it. So like that's what we're doing, and it's great. But sometimes you gotta if you can make the game more exciting, go for it. You know what I mean? Like I get that. So in this case, and now John's like, how come it's going to be for this and not for that? Because that play does not belong in the sport in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't. You're going to have guys jumping over the line. It's a different style of play. I hate it. This is getting rid of kicks.
Yes.
Okay.
Vince Quinn, which we'll talk about later for sure. I was actually thinking in my head, man, somebody's got to bring a strong sandwich game to my mouth because holy hell, these chicken sliders are outstanding, guys. The coleslaw hits perfectly, just like you said. It's the perfect amount of hot. It's like a full chicken breast in here. It's juicy. It's moisturous. It's delicious. I'm going in for a second bite. Much like, yeah, dude, I'm just going to say it. We'll get into some of the other rules. Why aren't we eliminating kickoffs and field goals at this point? It is so boring and arbitrary. Did you see the crap that they're trying to pull now? Touchbacks on, like, if you fair catch on kickoffs in between the goal line and the 24, it's starting at the 25-yard line. Not at the 17 when you catch it, not at the 24 or the 23. They just want to safely bring it back to the 25. That's boring as hell. I am so tired of field goals. So tired of them. Get rid of them. I don't even need to see them anymore. Punts and touchdowns is all I need. I am so good with not having kickoffs or field goals anymore.
Man, I hate that.
They're so arbitrary.
I think we mentioned this last offseason.
Did we?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Getting rid of kicker. It's good to have some annual gripes, okay? Sometimes people need to know that we haven't forgotten, and that shit needs to change. So I got my own gripes.
At least field goals, because I was like, for the amount of time that it's just these mammoth people running against each other, that a game can be decided by some guy that's essentially just playing soccer.
Yes.
Like, it's ridiculous.
I like it just because it gives you the ability to actually score points from a long distance. Like, you can be at midfield.
You can throw it.
Well, not if it's like 4th and 8. You know what I mean? Like, you could, but what are the odds you do it? I think there's something that's nice that, like, a couple years ago, Jake Elliott has that kick from midfield, and he nails it. And you're like, holy shit, this was insane, and they won the game. And, like, just the fact that you can do that in that isolated moment of, like, this is a score or it isn't a score, I think big kicks like that still work.
All right, how about this? Once Justin Tucker retires, because nobody's going to be better than Justin Tucker, we can
That's
end
right.
it.
That's fair. I'm cool with that.
We saw the best. This is the best we can do with it.
There is no one. Well, somebody will kick it from 67 someday, right?
Oh, yeah.
Natural evolution. When we're all dying old men, be like, what? I didn't ever think Justin Tucker would ever. I think that record would be around forever,
right?
Or something like that. Well, I don't know. Maybe you changed my mind. Field goals can stay, but kickoffs got to go.
Yeah.
Kickoffs are just ridiculous at this point.
Well,
You're just making them safe punts anyway.
Well, there's no point at that stage because you're going to incentivize every player in every situation to just take it. Just go, yep, fair catch, no problem, 25. It completely eliminates any judgment whatsoever.
Man, this Nashville hot chicken is the exact amount of hot because I keep dipping right into that liquid death can so badly that I need it. Ooh, it is awesome. I love this type of heat. You guys like this type of heat?
I love it. And this thing, it's like covered in honey. I don't take pictures of food. I don't do it. Okay?
I'd rather just eat it too.
I
like taking pictures.
Yeah, that's
a little bit of
that's
both.
so funny. Yeah, I never do. I'm always just like, I'm eating it. I'm here. I'm on my own clock. All right, this is me. I'm not working right. I'm gonna eat this shit and I'm happy. And then I looked at this and I was like, oh my god, this is just like the biggest, most delicious, unbelievable thing. Because yeah, it's so crispy and all the different flavor, the heat and the bun and all of it's magic. So
and I'm an idiot and I didn't grab napkins.
yeah, so you go get some napkins over there, clean yourself up. But just looking at some of these rules and the way this stuff changes, I know sometimes it can be boring to people, like, oh, it's just the rules, who cares? It's like, no, this is literally how the sport is played. It's like, this is the foundation of the game. This stuff matters.
Yeah, like when they suddenly decided that they were going to review every single play, and they did for 1 year, and then they realized that the reffing union was never going to overturn a pass interference call and be like, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Moving on. Just like, here's another one, and this is where I might get a little Peter King-y. It's Vince Quinney. The Lions are trying to push, probably because of their friends of the San Francisco 49ers, the emergency QB3 rule, which is much like the NHL rule, where like somebody, even if it's the parking attendant or the guy that is serving hot dogs or tightening up the field maintenance, you will be ready to play quarterback for somebody in the case of an emergency. I hate this rule implicitly. I think this is one of the dumbest rules that everybody's trying to push, and it's all because of, again, the Brock Purdy thing, but I don't think this is the conversation that NFL owners need to be having, and they won't have the right one. Do you know where I'm going with this?
No.
Just expand the rosters to 65. I have not seen one fucking owner say, you know what, we'd rather just have the roster actively at even 55, 56, 57. Just allow the QB3 to be active than on game day. But they're never going to do that because they want to keep their money. And I think this is a silly, ridiculous solution to an actual problem. I'm not saying that you don't need a QB3. You do nowadays. I'd be dumb to argue against that, considering all the stuff I said. But, like, I actually hate this. I do not want – what is the random guy that's stuck in the stadium going to do over and even a Josh Johnson at that point or whatever? Like, you're just – you can't do it in the NFL.
Even Christian McCaffrey.
Like
what we saw already. We know what it looks like.
Yeah, and remember there was that game during the COVID year for the Broncos. They had a wide receiver start at quarterback because none of their guys were around. Kendall Hinton started that game. He had played quarterback in college, maybe like freshman year or something. And then they were like, yep, you're starting an NFL game now with 2 days' notice. Good luck, pal. And he just died out there. It was admirable, but he got crushed. So it's the problem is that position is too fundamental to how everything works that you can't not have a quarterback out there. You know what I mean? It becomes,
Right.
I get like, hey, it's such a freak thing, whatever. It's a real embarrassment to everybody when you don't have a quarterback out on the field. So, yes, they should just be willing to pay the money and incentivize these teams to put a third-string quarterback active on game day. And you never use that guy, but that's the whole point, is he's there in case of some ungodly emergency. It should be fine.
Yeah, it should be, but they're going to make this too stupid and too complicated. And I bet if you use the emergency quarterback, that means you can only have 52 active going into the next day, or they'll make it so it's not even worth doing because it's the NFL and I know them, and I hope this doesn't pass. And I honestly to me, the way to guaranteed contracts is more roster spots, or at least more jobs, I should say. Mm-hmm. More jobs, more roster spots, more guaranteed money. I hope we have that conversation very soon in the next couple of years. The other thing that I think I don't think there's any other big ones other than, what do you guys think about this one? For the last 30 seconds of the second quarter, going into halftime, and in the fourth quarter, once the clock goes to 30 seconds, it will go down to the 10th of a second, and I love that. I thought that's been missing from football for a very long time, because I like the idea of getting out of bounds with 1 second, but like 0.08 left on the clock. It's pretty cool. Enough for one of those silly field goals from 53 yards or whatever it is. Don't you think that's going to make a lot of people mad, though? If this was the old rule, you're going to see so many people like Ian Rappaport posting that, like, if this was the old rule, this wouldn't have counted. But thanks to those 10th of a seconds, now we get to see Patrick Mahomes and, Aaron Rodgers do this magical shit at the end of the game. I'm for it.
Yeah, it is so dumb to go just 1-0 and not have that on there, but also, like, it's a clock. How hard should this be? You know what I mean? Like, when does it change, and are people getting robbed of, like, a half second at the end? I don't know.
Always. Yes.
So if that's what it is, yeah, that should not be the case. And it's like, they're a multi-billion-dollar industry. They're one of the biggest companies on the planet Earth, okay? Have a fucking clock to tenths of a second. This is easy. You could have done this in 1992. Nobody would have batted an eye. I can't believe it's never happened.
From my recollection, maybe I'm forgetting this. Jump in the Discord, bellthebirdmen.com. 215-509-5833 is how you text us. Wasn't there one stadium, I want to say it was like Buffalo or somebody, that did have a 10th of a second clock, and when you played home games there, you had to go by that rule. I remember that being a thing. But yes, I agree. It should that should have been like standardized a long time ago.
No duh. Everybody, hey, 10th of a clock? Yes. Crap, how did we forget this? We're sorry. Like, it should be that easy. So that better pass.
Just as easy as finding yourself a wonderful Liquid Death can. Just go to liquiddeath.com/bell. Between the iced teas that we've been talking to you about, the OG Liquid Death flat water can that I'm currently sipping on right now, I still think it's the best one. I honestly do. Between that and the iced tea, it has my heart. The severed lime seltzer, there's a billion other ones coming out. There's blueberry, there's watermelon. I can't even keep up anymore. It's crazy over there. Not only that, but their merch is insane too, and that's what they're really pushing now, because they're sending us all sorts of good stuff and giving you a huge discount as well when you go to liquiddeath.com/bell. 20% off everything in that store, from dog toys to Martha Stewart candles to really cool hats, t-shirts, and I mean, look at this,
just
hat
like
right
this
here.
one,
just like that. It's pretty incredible over there. Vince Quinn has some horrifying ideas on what he would like to change in the NFL. I already gave one of mine. I want to eliminate kickoffs. I would be okay with field goals too. I could be pushed that way. Do you have a proposal?
Yeah,
for the people?
I do. And my first proposal is when you enjoy Liquid Death, have it go down the right pipe. That's number one. So put it in the right pipe. And then second proposal.
Yeah, literally will kill you.
All right. I've hated this rule for the longest time, and I will say this every year. Ban the 2-minute warning.
Oh, my God.
Ban the 2-minute warning. Why? What grounds do you have to keep the 2-minute warning? What makes this such a valuable thing that we can't possibly touch the hallowed 2-minute warning?
You know what it's there for, right? It's not there for like, hey, guys, the half is going to end or the game's about to end. You've just been getting your ass kicked for almost near 40 minutes. That's like, hey, here it is. This is the last 2 minutes. Get a breather. Get it in, because this is it. This is like, your fifth and, 12th rounds or whatever.
Oh, man, I can't believe you are buying into the corporate propaganda that is the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
This is
Here we
ludicrous.
go.
It's a commercial break. It's a branded in-game commercial break.
Wolf Vince Quinn
That's-
has entered the chat.
That's all it is. That's the whole point of it. That's why they created this thing. It was all a sham to begin with. You're telling me that you need to tell professionals in their sport, hey, guys, there's only 2 minutes left. We have to stop the game. We have to stop the game to let them know. You have timeouts. Use your timeouts. Why aren't you using your timeouts in 2 minutes? If you're so winded and need this extra breather, well, here's a timeout. Go and use it. Or, oh, you already used them? Well, sucks to suck. Like, to just arbitrarily stop the game because nobody seems to be aware that there's 2 minutes left in the game.
Do you like scoring at the end of halves?
Sure, yeah.
Great, then the 2-minute warning stays.
Why?
Because it's an additional timeout. You have 4 timeouts, basically, if you get it down there. Most of the time, you are running your 2-minute offense, oddly enough.
Uh-huh. So
And
you know what time it is.
you also have the ability to score back most of the time. At 16 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever. An opportunity to at least like run a play or two and kick a long-ass field goal or whatever. It's happened before. It's going to keep continuing to happen.
Yes.
That's ridiculous that you want to eliminate it. It is not for a commercial timeout.
Yes, it is.
It is to suck the wind and just breathe for the extra 2 minutes so you get a good product because everybody's exhausted and can't wait to get to halftime or for the fucking final whistle to end.
It is glorified Pepsi propaganda, okay?
my
This is
goodness.
garbage, and they should get rid of it. It is not a part of the game. Use your timeouts properly. Everything else is the same. Let the clock run.
Well, if that was the case, it would be, and here's a 2-minute warning, sponsored by Pepsi.
It is sponsored. All of those, they're always sponsored.
Now it is, yeah. Every
Well,
slot
yeah.
is. If you're not the NFL and nothing is like even the game breaks are sponsored.
Yeah.
The going to a highlight is sponsored,
And they don't
So, like,
and they don't stop the game for that. They let it because the broadcast is just doing it on their own time when they find a gap. But to say that the game fundamentally needs to be built, that twice a game we need to remind people how much time is left.
Why does he
is
keep arguing
ludicrous.
something we're not arguing? Why does he keep going to this to let everybody know that there's 2 minutes left in the half of the game? That's what I just said. It's not what the 2-minute warning is for.
Yeah, it's for ads.
I can help Vince out. Just watch Red Zone every Sunday like I do.
There you go.
Oh, God.
No commercial
You
breaks.
don't have to be worried about any 2-minute warning.
No, I can't do red zone.
What?
I
I-
watch the game. I like watching a game and locking in on the game and whatever's going on in the back and forth of a game.
There's no turning back once you go on Red Zone.
Yeah, it's like that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I watched Red Zone and I thought, you know what? I'd rather just watch an entire game
Yes,
instead of 8 at once.
yes, I would.
Even I barely play fantasy anymore, and I still choose Red Zone over because, like, man, yeah, don't listen to Vince Quinn. Banning the 2-minute warning, doesn't watch Red Zone. But here's what you might want to ban for me, because I don't know if this is like this is not an on the field thing. This is definitely a fan thing. We need to ban playoff ticket sales online across the board. Everyone needs to stand in line again at the box office. And you have to reserve 25,000 tickets for the public before anybody gets a taste of them again.
Good luck.
Season ticket holders, I know. But I'm saying, like, that is what I would fight for more than anything. That shit, did you see what they did to everybody during the playoffs? Have we forgotten about that now that's settled down again? Oh, my God. What was the NFC Championship game? How did that end up? Went from $500 face value to
it was
$35,000,
Yep.
$4,000, whatever it is. No way. No way. Ban, fuck you, Ticketmaster, again for the 20th year in a row. So that's what I would do.
Okay, I mean, look, I get it because you have the fan interest at heart, and it's just where the ticket gets sold. The ticket's going to get sold. It is funny to be like, you got to stand outside, but yeah, there's so much ticket hawking that goes around.
It's better
and it gets
than
worse by the year.
sitting in an online queue for an hour and then being like, you're in line. Just kidding, you're not.
Well, yeah,
because your
and
internet's slower than the guy that's paying $1 billion or whatever to get the
Yeah, and
information
they've got
faster.
some bot or something that's automatically refreshing the pages, and they beat you in line. Like, you can't win that. It's a technical arms race. You're never going to beat the machine. So, yeah.
So you got to turn the machine off, baby. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, do it at the 2-minute warning.
I'm like,
Now-
what's that dude in The Office who tries to beat the computer in sales? Dwight Schrute.
Dwight, yeah.
There you go. That's what the fight I'm trying to fight, which is not going to happen.
I respect that. All right, here's my other one. I stand by this.
Oh God, we're going to hate this too.
Overtime, 2-point conversion shootout.
I don't hate that.
Like, that's all overtime is?
That's all it is.
No, I'm out.
It's a 2-point conversion shootout.
No.
Why not?
That's essentially what the college is. You start at the 30, and you have to score in the end zone.
First, you can do field goals up until double overtime, and then you have to go for 2 after 2 overtimes.
Yeah, see, for me, it's literally just 2-point conversion
Now,
plays back and forth each side of the field.
Give me the 10 minutes. Give me the first one to score. If no one scores after that, then I'm down to do that.
Okay, there we go. See, because here's my problem is, and I have to say this every year because people seem to forget, football games should not end in ties. It's ludicrous.
Ever.
It's ludicrous to have these
happen.
games end in ties because the whole point, you've created the overtime with the whole idea of we've played 60 minutes, we agree that's enough. We are now doing an extra period because we couldn't break the tie. So when your tiebreaker doesn't break a tie, there's no point in it. It is fundamentally ridiculous. So give me something that will actually break the tie, and that ruthlessly is like, you've played all this time, you've had every opportunity, the game is ending now one way or another, and that ends the game. It's offenses, it's both sides, it's back-to-back play, this side, that side. You keep going until somebody gets it and somebody doesn't.
Yeah, I'm down for that completely.
But sometimes the football's like so dreadful, it's like, no, you both deserve to lose. Like I was just looking over some of the last ties.
Oh, yeah.
2017 Pittsburgh versus the Browns, 21-21. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You both get to lose.
Yeah, that should. Yeah, exactly.
And then the Eagles-Bengals one, which ended up mattering for the playoff race. I feel like that game was bad because I remember, like, I don't think the Eagles should have won.
And Doug Peterson said out loud he played for the tie. He played for the tie.
Loser.
Unreal. What a loser.
Yeah,
man.
it's a ridiculous thing, and sometimes you are incentivized to do it. If you think you're the worst team or whatever, you're like, yeah, I'll take the tie. That's fine. So get rid of it. Like I hate the idea that your overtime doesn't break the tie, and that's why it's there.
There is no tie need to be broken at Township Line Pizza, my friends. I am overwhelmed with how much good food we just had right this second. Between the sliders, the brisket pizza, the fries are outstanding, and they were telling us that they have found a way. They found the right oil, the right combination, the right amount of spices. That when they put these in the fryer, they still stay crispy and wonderful upon delivery at your house for 20 solid minutes, which these have been sitting for over 20 minutes, and you can still feel the crunch and the deliciousness. What would you say? This is like a barbecue spiced Old Bay fry that is outstanding. Please go check them out. They've been so gracious. They are normally not open on Sundays off season when the Eagles aren't playing, so this was a real treat for us. But they are open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9:45, depending on which day, 8:45 Tuesday through Thursday. And go to tlinepizza.net, or again, just go to Township Line Pizza, find them on the Instagram, the old TikTok, and shout out to Chase Yu, my friend, our good friend on TikTok, who reviewed this place first, and then we got in touch with everybody here, and Sarkis has been an unbelievable host here. Vince is going to go try and track him down real quick, but man, I am so excited. My friend, tell us well, first of all, introduce yourself to everybody. And
my name is Ara. I'm Sarkis's brother, and we're the owners of Township Line Pizza.
And how did this journey start for you guys? Because this is the food's incredible.
So we appreciate it. Thank you very much. So we grew up in this area. Our family's from this area, and my brother has been in food service. He's a culinary professional. He went to school for Johnson & Wales. I've always been in sales. So years ago, about 8-9 years ago, I get a call from my brother, and he said, listen, I found this place on Craigslist. He was in California, so he was thinking about moving out there to open up a pizza shop.
Oh, wow.
Out there. It was way too expensive, and whatever happened, and we found this place on Craigslist, and he said, hey, you're still back home, go check it out. And we come to the pizza shop, or I come to the pizza shop, and say, listen, man, this place is rough. It's, no disrespect to the previous owners, but it was a little run down. It was a little rough. And I said, listen, I don't know, man. Because, I was in mattress sales. So I was like, first of all, I've never cooked a pizza in my life. So, and secondly is, I don't know what to tell you. So he said, so he came over, he flew down. He said, let me take a look at it. So I think he worked here for a week or so. And he said, we said, listen, I think we can turn it around. What do you think? And I said, I said, sure. Listen, why not? So, and that's how it kind of started. And that's it, man. And the rest is history.
Yeah, it's a good history, it seems like, because we were just going over how you guys seem like you're trying to perfect everything from the fries to the pizza to the sandwiches to trying to find the best of everything.
One of the philosophies and one of the goals was to, and no disrespect to other pizza shops. The average pizza shop, we grew up eating and every place, it's kind of pretty much the same menu and some are better, some are worse. But we wanted to focus, kind of shrink the menu, focus on some, unique recipes, something to make Township line our own, as opposed to just say, hey, this is another place to get, chicken fingers or,
right.
or you know what I mean? So that's kind of what we were going for. And we're slowly getting there. I mean, it's a long process. COVID kind of slowed it up. Right when we were getting going, we went through that. And, but, we're getting back on track and all that. So restaurants are definitely a slow process. It takes a long time to get it going, to build your clientele. And, even to this day, we'll have people come in and say, how long have you guys been here? Yeah. Or are you guys the new owners or the old owners? And we're like, we've been here 8 years, but thanks for coming in, give us a try. So it takes a while to get it going, but that's kind of our philosophy with everything is just like, do it right, do it nice, clean, good food, and then kind of just slowly grow. That's where we're at.
And can we get Sarkis over here for a minute? Because I would love to talk to him for just the sandwich. I gotta pick his brain. I want to get deep into.
Sure. He's the recipe guy. He's the brains. I kind of just hang out and do what he tells me to do. So,
I don't believe that.
Yeah, so let's get him in here for a minute because I need to congratulate on him already because I'm gonna have to buy new pants, my friend. You are getting me huge over here because these sandwiches. I mean, this chicken sandwich, which I'll show it to the people here on YouTube. So look at this. I mean, it is just absolutely. First off, can you explain what it's covered in?
So the inspiration for this was the Nashville hot chicken sandwich. I never went to Nashville, so I don't know if it tastes like this in Nashville, but it probably doesn't. But
this is close. I've been in Nashville plenty of times, and this is better than what I've had in Nashville. I'm not kidding.
Oh, thank you. I mean, we were trying to make it the best, but I didn't think we actually did a great job at it. But so, I mean, that says a lot. I've never been to Nashville. I've never tried Hattie B's or Prince's, the two OG spots. But, we came across some seasoning mix. We liked it, and we kind of went with it. I made a special sauce to go along with it, something that would kind of give it a little balance. It wouldn't be like, blow your face off hot. Yeah. Because I know that's how they like it down there. But
no, it's a perfect amount of blow my mouth out type of heat. So it's good, man. It's really, really good.
Something you actually get through before you gotta stop.
I know you're a big Eagles fan too. So like, how are you feeling after? We haven't even mentioned the Edmund signing or anything like that, which is hilarious. But another big offseason for Howie. He's got a lot of stuff to do. Feeling pretty confident walking into the draft here, or are you kind of just like, all right?
I have been watching the Eagles for a long time, so I always hesitate to get my hopes up. But, I mean, after last year, it's kind of hard not to. So, I mean, I'm kind of excited. I kind of want to hold my breath a little. But I mean, all signs are pointing in the right direction. So
yeah. Yep. No, they're looking really good, which is why I'm looking through this menu, and it's amazing, by the way, speaking of looking good. Can you talk about this for a minute? Because I know before, you're like, all the process of when you take this place over, you're trying to, like, reimagine the whole thing. What goes into building this menu that you got now?
So I grew up around here, so I've been eating at pizza shops basically my whole life. But so I kind of knew what the staples are. But I noticed that, growing up, certain shops did some things good and kind of like dropped the ball on the other stuff. So you only get that stuff over there. You only get this stuff over here. But so when we're looking at the menu, the goal was to try and make it the best. I mean, I don't want somebody to look at the menu and just be like, oh, I can't order that because they do it better, and I can't order that because they do it better. I wanted to do it all better. So that was the idea, and bring value to the neighborhood and bring a shop back to life that we drove by our whole life.
That's so awesome, man. Well, you guys are definitely doing that. I'll be standing in line especially on Thursday and Friday nights after we're wrapping things up here, man. So thank you so much for allowing us to just come in here and doing a show, and we will definitely see you in the future, my friend. This is great.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's an honor just to be like noticed by people. You know what I mean? So
Well, yeah. Well, we saw you on TikTok and we couldn't ignore you. It's exactly what happened because of these chicken sandwiches. And like, talking about the pizza shops real quick, it's like that's what I love about this place is you can feel the authenticity of everything, just what you bring to the table as a chef. And you look at a lot of places, like I grew up in this area, you know, we're hanging out in Delco, we're in Drexel Hill. Like I grew up in Alden, just a couple minutes down the road. And a lot of the pizza shops, you can order the same thing, and it's really interchangeable in a lot of the spots. Yeah. And this is just, it's so unique. I mean, we opened the day with brisket pizza, and it's phenomenal. I mean, it's
so good.
Super smoky and it's delicious, man. So to be able to offer like this high quality stuff, the amount of thought into going into making the fries deliver and be crispy and all those kinds of things, it's just like, it's so next level in here. And I'm just excited for you guys and what you're going to be doing next.
yeah, I mean, basically, we just want to get this place fixed up and serve the community. But thank you. I have to give a shout out to Wilson's Secret Sauce up the street because, like, I'm not a barbecue guy, but I can recognize quality when I taste it, and you know that's where he got us hooked up with the beef brisket. So you know we're bringing his food and our food together to collaborate to make this happen.
Well, awesome. Keep collaborating, man.
Collaborate as much as you can.
That is Sarkis. He is one of the co-owners and founders of the Township Line Pizza here. Make sure to check them out on Instagram. It's tlinepizza.net. For those of you that still use the interwebs and all that fun stuff. And for Taylor Cradatis, for Vince Gwynn, I'm John Barchard, about to devour a second slider here pretty shortly. So we'll see you guys real soon. BellTheBirdmen.com. Okay, bye. Bartles and James would have fucking crushed in this era. You don't even know what that is.
I have no idea what it is. Sounds like a great law firm.
You should look up Bartles and James when you get home.
Okay.
It is two old men in straw hats that made wine coolers, like before Zima. So,
Don't know that either.
oh my God,
What is Zima?
How do you know? If Taylor knows Zima, you know Zima.
They brought it back.
And they did bring it back. That's right.
Well, they did a shit job because I've never heard of it.